Hey there, folks. It is Rob, and welcome back to a brand new movie collection series. I'm going to start these up again where I show you guys a horror series or action series or comedy series, all the movies that I own within that franchise or series. Again, these are not reviews, it's just a showcase, so to say. And I only do this if I have a complete series of something. So today we are going to be looking at the VHS franchise or series. There are 8 movies in the VHS franchise, including 2 kind of spin-offs, so to say. I have one of the spin-offs, but I just want to focus here first on the VHS franchise. When I first heard about this franchise, I was stoked. I'm like, I love anthology films, especially anthology horror, and the fact that they were going back to like the VHS days, because that was my era, beta and VHS. I was that much more intrigued. So here we have the first VHS movie, and I remember, I don't even know why I got this on Blu-ray, honestly, because it doesn't really change the quality. But I remember at my local Family Video, when this came out, they had one copy on the shelf, and I just thought it was the coolest thing. I love the cover art to this, and I just love the whole, I love the whole idea of having this like wraparound story and all these other segments by different directors and writers. So, yeah, this first one has a wraparound story with like 5 segments, and a couple of them are a couple of them are okay, but like the first one with the girl who's always like, I like you. She has her own spin-off, which we'll talk about at the end of this. But this one's actually pretty good. I like 3 out of the 5 segments. So next up is, most people will say it's their favorite. And it is VHS 2. Personally, this is my favorite. But this one has a wraparound story with only 4 segments. But I think all the segments in this are very strong. But yeah, you got the zombie one. You have the cult. The cult one is my favorite. You got the aliens, and then you got the guy with the robotic eye that sees ghosts and stuff. So yeah, just very, very cool. The cult one actually has a lot of blood and gore. This is also known as SVHS as well. But again, these are the only 2 that I have on Blu-ray. I don't know why I got the Blu-ray, honestly. It doesn't really change the quality that much, because you're watching, it feels like you're watching a VHS tape. So here we have the third movie, and that is VHS Viral. This one, I still think that this is one of the weaker ones. It's the actual wraparound story was a little weird, but the segments, there's only like I think 1 or 2 that I like out of this one. I have to actually watch it again, but the one where there's like different dimensions, it's like a negative and a positive zone, where this guy walks through this like portal, and he ends up, it's like a mirror dimension, but everything's like bad on that side. Like that was actually my favorite. But yeah, I don't know. I still think it's one of the weaker entries. Now here's where I think the series starts to evolve better. So we got VHS 94, 5 new tapes, one nightmare. This one has, like, I like all the segments. I like the cyborg lady, which was freaking awesome. You got the first one, which is about the Rat Man, which is very, very, I don't know. It's creepy at the same time. It's pretty. It's like pretty cool storytelling. And you got the coffin where this lady's at a funeral home, which is kind of creepy. I don't know. I think all of them are pretty damn good in this one. It's a Shudder original, and yeah, this is where I think they kind of started to get back into it after VHS Viral. Then we got VHS 99, which again does a great job, I think. Most of the stories I actually really like. There's especially the last one where they're like in this hell dimension. Really, really cool sets and stuff that they did. And I think this is the one with the Medusa. I think this is the one with that as well. That was pretty cool. But yeah, this one was really good. I think I prefer 94 over 99, but still, it's not that far behind, honestly. I am gonna review these at some point, but I also want to do like a ranking video. Now here's where I feel like they kind of dropped off a little bit, and it is VHS 85. Now I was so hyped for this because I loved these, but here we go to the 80s, 85. I still think this one was weak. It's not terrible. It's not really bad. It's just a lot of the short films are not as powerful, and didn't really grab me as much as the others. But you know, it is what it is. You can't have them all be good, I guess. But yeah. But again, I think they redeemed themselves with this, and it is VHS Beyond. I like the parachuting one. That was actually really cool. I'd say most of them are great in this one. This one's more sci-fi-ish. It seemed like after VHS 85, they started to go with themes in a way. So this is mostly sci-fi, but it's really good. And here's the newest one that just came out, and that is VHS Halloween. Again, going with a theme of Halloween, with trick-or-treaters and costumes and candy and all that stuff. Pretty awesome. I liked pretty much all the skits here, especially the Coochie Coo one, which is the first one. That was fucking creepy. The one where they disappear in this candy bowl. They end up at this factory with this freaking weird costume person that's grinding up their body parts into candy. That was actually pretty cool. Then there's the end one, the House of Horrors, which is actually on the back. That was pretty cool too. It reminded me of, they played a record, and the record was kind of evil. It kind of reminded me of Lords of Salem a little bit. But yeah, the wraparound story here is they're making this stuff called Diet Phantasma, which is like this new soda that has like like ghosts in it. It's pretty crazy. This one's actually, when I compare this to like these movies, this one ups the ante on the gore. It really does. They did a great job here. So I still think these last, after 85, these two were definite. They were great. So that does it for the VHS. Now we're going to talk about the spin-off here, and it is Siren. And it's got the same girl that played, she's right there, the I Like You girl. Same girl that was in the first segment of VHS, which is called Amateur Night. She was the vampire kind of like gargoyle girl or whatever you want to say. There she is right there with her teeth. But this is her. Same actress and everything. She gets her own movie, which I thought was interesting because that first segment is probably one of the most popular when it comes to the VHS movies, and I kind of like they don't really go into the origin, which I thought maybe would have been better if they would have gone into the origin a little bit. They do explain some things, but all in all, it's just her doing her thing again. It's her, wanting to mate with somebody and then killing people and all that. But it's good. I actually enjoyed this a lot. Again, it is a spin-off, and yeah, I'd say definitely check it out. The other spin-off I think is called like Kids vs. Aliens or something like that. I don't have that one, but here are all the VHS movies. Right there. I do now own them all. So, let's do this here real quick. Quick recap here of the VHS movies. You have VHS. You have VHS 2. VHS Viral. And these are all in order, mind you. VHS 94, VHS 99, VHS 85, VHS Beyond, VHS Halloween, and the spin-off Siren. So, thanks for watching this, guys. I'll be back with more collection videos and different series that I own. Like I said, it doesn't have to be horror. It can be action, comedy, whatever, drama. I love doing these, so yeah, stay tuned for also box set reviews and also regular standard movie reviews, good old-fashioned movie reviews. I also had a request to do more out and abouts and stuff like that. I am going to do that as well. If I go somewhere to, I don't know, look for movies or do something, I'll definitely film it if I can. My Walmart's actually kind of hard to film at because there's always people around, and you just want to film something and they won't go away. You're just like, go away. Like, I'm trying to film here. I don't know, they're just nosy. Anyway, alright guys, thanks for watching. This is Rob signing off. See you guys in the next one.